All right, what is poppin'? What is good, everybody? This is your boy Brumal. But before we get this started, like always, if you haven't spent time with God today, I suggest that you pause this video, go read yourself a chapter in the Bible, or go spend at least 5 minutes of prayer, then come back because this video will always be here waiting for you. But on this channel, we like to put God first. And speaking of putting God first, I do want to read this. I want to read a few things for you. It's just like what 4 verses that I read in Proverbs chapter 5 the other day. And yeah, this kind of goes with the modern day, and at least I think it goes with modern day. But let's put it this way: a lot of people aren't gonna like what I'm gonna read. I'm probably gonna get cursed out in the comments maybe for reading this, or people might shake their head, but I really don't care. I really don't care. But yeah, we're gonna start off with this. This one is more for the fellas, I will say, than the ladies are. But maybe the ladies could learn something from this too. I mean, I guess this could go towards fellas as well. But anyways, here this goes. Chapter 5, verse 3, it starts off with, "For the lips of an adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her paths wander aimlessly, but she does not know it." That last part right there, the part where it talks about in verse 6, she gives no thought to the way of life, and then her paths wander aimlessly, but she does not know it. Now that actually reminds me a lot of modern day, mainly the ladies who do the OnlyFans, or the adulterous ladies that star in adult films, because you see it a lot. I've been seeing a lot on YouTube where there will be a lot of people. Let's take what's her name? I see that Mia girl. Everyone knows her last name. But they see that, like, I've been seeing a lot of videos of her, like, just clowning, or not clowning, but I should say crying on the internet, talking about how people don't take her seriously. She can't get she can't get a job, all that kind of stuff, all because of what she did. And you see that a lot with a lot of OF users as well. They try to get jobs after, like, they're like, oh well, I want to be done selling my body on the internet. They try to get jobs, and they end up getting found out because Google search, quick Google search will show everything about you for the most part. They find out, like, oh well, we don't want someone like that representing our company or being a part of our company, so we're not going to put you in. All right, yeah, we're not going to hire you. So it's just like, because, like, when they go into these businesses and all this stuff, they see the money, and that's all they care about at the time. They just see the money. It's a quick way to make some money. And then by the time that they're like, all right, I want to be done with it, they don't think about the consequences. They don't think about the consequences in the end, right? Now, of course, this only goes to adulterous women. This only goes to adulterous women, which, OF, that can be considered, in my opinion, that is considered adulterous. I mean, because you're practically selling yourself just like a prostitute would, for the most part. Which is kind of funny too, because I know there was a verse too, I think it was in the previous chapter as well, but it says something like a prostitute isn't worth no more than bread or something. And when you think about it, the OF, those OF stars, they be charging like what? They be charging like $5, which is like a little bit under or a little bit over than a loaf of bread, depending on where you go to buy your bread. So it's just like, that's there, that's there. But yeah, fellas, it's talking about, like, stay away from these adulterous women because they will bring you down. But it's not only that, fellas. Men can commit adultery as well. There's a term called a whoremonger. Guys that get multiple women. This could have been applied to me in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I got a lot of female attention, and, like, when I was in college, like, there have been times where I would have multiple girls over at the same time, or I would have one girl this hour in my room and then another girl in my room in the next hour. And like it did catch some attention with some of the other guys, where one of my RAs, he said he wanted to talk to me about it, but he never got the chance to. And I wish I wish that he did, because I would have realized like what I was doing back in that time a little earlier. But it didn't take me until I was in my 30s, so pretty much almost 10 years later for me to figure out that what I was doing was wrong. So yeah, men, you can be adulterers as well. Women, same as you. But that's all I wanted to share. Like I said, that's probably going to get me a lot of hate in the comments. Probably loss of subscribers, because people always want to do what they want to do. They don't necessarily want to follow God, even though they know deep down in their hearts that God is the right way. But let's go ahead and continue this. Not continue. Let's get started with this video. But man, hey, isn't that what? That's the sound of an airship engine. Wait a second. The only airships that can fly now are there. Well, there it is. Ouroboros is moving out. Society airships? Why are they here? Ah, dang. They're headed straight for the capital. Goddess help us. We must give chase. Believe... Where are we supposed to be going? They went that way, right? Oh yeah, that's the way we're supposed to go. Let's make our way over. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, there they is. Shall we begin then, my friends? I guess. If the Divine Blade was here, this might have been a good time. But you're just beating up a bunch of weaklings whose guns don't even work. This ain't gonna be a good way to kill time. Well, it's not too bad, It's fun to just walk around and step on all the little wooden toy soldiers. Well then make sure not to call your Potter Mater down here, though. All the little soldiers would run home instantly if you did. Aw, well, that's boring. I was thinking of getting Potter Mater to help me smash that pretty castle into dust. Dang. Beauty and destruction it is. Or is it? It holds a certain charm of its own, I suppose. Oh, wow. Alright. You must be the Ouroboros lackeys. You sons of a... So your airships still work, huh? I wouldn't get too close to y'all. I don't think they realize the destruction that these four can cause on their own. Haha! I believe this is our first formal meeting, soldiers of Libero. I am Blue Blanc, the handsome, mysterious, peerless phantom thief of beauty. Walter the Direwolf, ladies. Are there any women in there? Try to put up something like a fight, would you? Luciola the Bewitching Belle. We won't be acquainted for long, though. And I'm Ren, the Angel of Slaughter. I wonder what sound that you'll make when you're screaming your life out after I rip you open. Casually introducing yourselves. Yeah, we'll see if that confidence lasts. Stand by, men! It's like, I don't know, Sarge, they're dressed differently compared to everyone else. They have to be main characters or something. Charge! Oh gosh, sweet dream. He's starting off with S-Crafts. This is unfair. But we've gotten hit by all the S-Crafts anyway. I do like Luciola's S-Craft. It's really cool. Dang. Only 2,000? Trash. Think you can take this? Damn kid today. This man lit a cigarette? Just die. Oh, dang. This boy started off with a key blast. Well, we've already seen this. This man kicked upwards so hard. Okay, 3,000. All right. Hey, only 2 lived. A kid? Should we really attack? Grown-ups sure are laid back. Golly, Ren. Bro, her S-Craft is so simple, but yet so deadly. Oh, they're missing one. Remember, my good man, ultimately, this world and life is but a fantasy. Oh, GG. Allow me to show you a delicious nightmare.
I'll bring you a fitting end.
I mean, this on one guy, though? Like... put him in a box? That's not cool.
Die beautifully.
Man, it's been almost a year since I've seen this one. So I think when we saw Blue Blanc was episode 10. Was this only single target? Seriously, nothing but trash. Ah, darn, they broke too easily. Now, don't be so greedy. Perhaps the Royal Guard of the Queen will provide us with a bit more of a challenge. Or, one would hope, at least. Well then. Oh gosh. We enforcers will head for Grancel Castle. Squad leaders, direct your platoons in the taking of each block in the Grancel as planned. Aye, sir. But do I have to fight my way through these guys? Shoot. And this is us without any what's it called? That's hurry. Adios. We have to help those who we can. There's no time. It's like, you don't understand. We got beat by an idiot in a mask, a ginger, a woman, and a child. Or anyways. Whoa, easy. You're bracers, right? Ouroboros, enforcers. Passed by here moments ago. Seems their target is Grancel Castle. I knew it. The rest of the enemy forces are taking over the city. Please save the city and the castle. Alright, that was actually pretty hard for me to do. I was sitting there like not breathing while reading that. Alright, Stowe? Right. I'm sorry, everyone, but we're going on ahead. Y'all can't, like, do, like, a mass tier? We can't do a La Tira on these guys? Get them some health back? Oh, no. Oh, no. I hope they didn't harm the children. No! Such twisted evil. Ugh, such indiscriminate destruction. Here they come. Alright, I wasn't expecting a battle like right off the... Alright, didn't get a single attack off. Let's go. Yeah, you explode over there, buddy.
Oh, are we done already?
I guess we are done already. What do? Alright, what are we even gonna do? The city. Everyone. It's Elnon. Elnon? Your timing is perfect. You're here about the business with the Queen. Yeah, business the Queen had with you, yes? Well, that was the idea. What's going on? The army's in position. Yeah, the army is in position, along with the eastern and western blocks of the city as we speak. The fighting is terrible, but you need to leave it to them. You must give chase to the enforcers. Yeah, and they're headed for the castle. But are you sure that the city will be alright? I've evacuated the people on the street into the guild house. The army is evacuating the rest of the city. Okay. Well, head to the castle then. Thank you. Adios guide you and keep you safe. Before you go, take this. Alright, nice. Got some Zeron powder. Oh, thank you, Lie-Oh-Nin. Good luck. I pray for your victory. So, I did forget one thing, guys. Yeah, so we have 4 books we need to read. So, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to pause it for right now and go through these books. But yeah. Jack Haley chided. You're so busy talking, you're forgetting to play the game. Enough. I'll settle things now. Haley's words reunited the crowd. The silent hall burst into excited chatter as she pushed forward every last chip in her pile. Hold on, let me turn this music down because it's getting in the way. This is not the time to be reading this. Alright, as she pushed forward every last chip in her pile, perhaps she was just that confident. But Haley already had a significant lead on Jack. He couldn't possibly accept the bet. Could he? To match my bet, since you seem a little short, how about you wager your life? Haley reached under the table and unholstered her orbital gun. She set it in a bullet on the table by her chips. If I win, say goodbye to life here and now. Jack leaned back in his chair and whistled. Now how can I accept such a stupid bet? But Jack's word betrayed the expectations of the audience, expectations that he didn't mean to follow. Alright, that bet, I'll call it. One way or another, when I lose, I'm dead. Again, the audience exploded in excitement. Enrique looked overjoyed. Juan sat quietly without comment. Neither side changed out a single card. Both hid their cards. So, what happened to the man? Haley asked, seemingly smug with victory, or possibly she was just asking to hear Jack's final words. The man never won against the one that he admired. Silence followed in the wake of his words. In that one moment, Haley's unfailing mask shattered to pieces. Her true expression, shown at last, was full of rage that even Enrique had never seen. What are you saying? You won, didn't you? Here, in this very hall. Tears flooded Haley's eyes. And in doing so, you made a fool of my papa. Jack leaned forward, his eyes locked on hers. No, your father never lost, not to me. He never felt even a second of misery or frustration. Your father, King, to protect what mattered to him, he chose to lose the match himself. King's pride has never been touched. Enrique panicked when he heard this. He sent his thugs force to silence Jack. But with a snap of his fingers, Juan sent his own men to stop Enrique from interfering and asked Jack to explain his words. The crowd was in an uproar. At a sign of the chief minister's shamrock, the dealer flipped both player cards. Jack had 4 kings, Haley had 4 jacks. It was a total upset victory for Jack. The crowd calls died down until silence was once again absolute in the hall. See? Jack muttered. Jack can't beat King. That was great. I love that. Alright, the truth. The charged battle had closed with Jack's dramatic upset of victory. Putting aside Jack's words for the moment, Juan took a moment to appreciate the relief he felt from Jack's win. Conversely, Enrique sat stunned. Head in his hands, Haley stared blankly at the cards. Her eyes were wide, disbelieving. No way. How did you... 4 kings, that should be my hand. Hearing this, Enrique began to object violently. Jack had cheated, but insisted the match was a wash. That Jack had lost for breaking the rules. Yeah, give it up, Don Enrique, Juan said. If you think so, then how about you show us, huh? Show us exactly what it is Jack did. Juan stood resolutely, arms crossed. Cheating? Yeah, cheating's fine as long as you're not caught, he recited. It was a core rule of the match and Enrique knew it. There was nothing he could say back that could lay bare the trick. He started to pick over every single thing that Jack had done. Impossible. Jack denied it all with a single card. Or was it hand? I can't remember. This is a technique that King used 7 years ago now. I didn't know it at the time, so there's no way Mr. Enrique could. Jack's gaze moved to Haley. To make me win and keep you safe, Haley, King used this very trick. Truly a trick worthy of a king. Alright. Head bowed, he continued. I never understood if he had a great trick like that up his sleeve, then what on earth would make King do something dumb like throw away a match? I hated King for that, you know? Heck, I spent these 7 years consoling myself by drowning in booze. Jack looked up, eyes bright. But yesterday I finally understood that invitation of yours, Haley. The moment I saw Mr. Enrique's name on it, everything connected in my head. It was that day 7 years ago, right around there, Haley, King's daughter. She was in bed struck with an unknown disease. Jack's words had Haley like a fish on a hook. So what if I was? That isn't any kind of answer at all. Jack continued, ignoring her. And around 7 years ago, around then, I'd heard a certain rumor about Mr. Enrique. Word was he'd gotten his hands on some kind of special poison. It was something like that anyways. Perhaps some other people had heard this rumor too, for a wave of whispers ran through the crowd. Enrique just stared at the ground, biting his lip. Haley's suffering from an unknown disease. The rumors around Mr. Enrique at the time, and lastly, King and the way that he chose to lose to me on purpose. The only thing that links these three things together is one simple truth. Juan leapt to his feet. Fury writ all over his features. He began screaming at Enrique, "You, 7 years ago, you poisoned this girl, and then you threatened King with it." Alright. Chapter 13, Ascent. You put your poison into this girl and then threatened King, didn't you? Every word from Juan's mouth made Haley stiffen like she had been punched. Shocked voices rippled through the audience. Before Juan's demands, Enrique desperately tried to put a defense together. He also tried to conceal his shaking, but the certainty of his guilt was too obvious. Under the suspicious eyes of his fellow criminals, the way he tried to make excuses was somehow ironic. Everyone began to believe what Jack was saying. Of course, there was no proof anywhere that Enrique had poisoned Haley 7 years ago, but Enrique's claims didn't make any sense to them. Conversely, Jack made far too much. In the underworld, betrayal was a constant companion. Perhaps that's precisely why, though, in this world, sense, rational, and logical in events was so important. As long as you played by the rule, proof didn't mean a thing. It was clear that Enrique would be punished somehow. As this fact finally dawned on him, he ceased his protestations. Right? Haley merely stood, utterly still. She was rocked so much by emotion of so many kinds that it rooted her to the floor. "My father never lost," she whispered. The truth was comforting, balm to her heart, but at the same time filled her with a deep sense of loss. Her father had chosen death himself. The very thought of it was far too big and far too sad. The flames of revenge that had fueled her actions suddenly and utterly went out, and as her once burning drive died, soon all that remained was thin smoke and cold white ash where her anger had been. That means, that for me, Papa, the feeling that began to well up turned into words. And as they parted from her, something snapped. Falling to the floor, Haley curled up into a ball and began to cry like a child. Glancing at Haley from the corner of his eye, Juan put a hand on Jack's shoulders and patted him in a congratulatory way. Tonight's been better than he could have possibly imagined. I'll do anything you ask. If it's in my power, he whispered to Jack. Alright, then give me Haley, Jack said without a moment's hesitation. Juan was hard-pressed to answer. No matter how pitiable he found Haley, she was still a pawn in Enrique's. Even if there were to be punishment meted out for the events of 7 years ago, her freedom was very much in question. Give Jack what he wants. Will it really be such a problem? The voice from behind both of them froze every single person in the hall. All eyes turned to a single point. So one who drew the gaze was bearded consulate of the underworld, Chief Minister Shamrock. Giving you the girl isn't a problem, right, Enrique? Enrique nodded weakly. At last, the ship was filled with cheers and celebration. Alright, last chapter. To each their own wish. Jack and Haley returned to the harbor at dawn. As if it had been an illusion all along, the enormous ship disappeared into the morning fog. What will you do with me? Haley asked. Nothing. You're free, Jack said. I doubt anyone will ever try to use your life in any deals ever again. Do whatever you wish. Haley was quiet a moment, then said, Hey, Jack. Why did you do all this for me? There was a glint of white teeth as Jack smiled slightly. King put his life on the line to keep you safe. At the same time, King also saved my life as well. My life was given to me by King. Don't you think it's only natural I'd use a life like that to make King's wish come true? Papa's wish? Jack's smile disappeared. I'm sure King regretted it 7 years ago. Regretted that he even set foot into such a world of darkness. And that he'd ever put you, his daughter, in such danger. You at least should never have gotten wrapped in this world, sorry. I'm sure that's what King would have wished for. Haley didn't know what to say. Jack continued. Well, if you get it, then don't you ever come back to this world. And with that, Jack strode away and left Haley standing there by the sea. The Calvert Republic. There's a city in this country, a place where migrants from the east dreaming of their homeland have recreated their old town right down to the bright, I don't know how to pronounce that word, lacquered? Sure, titles. On the north outskirts of that town was a little rundown bar. Over a week had passed since that fateful game. Jack could still be found there, in that same old dingy bar, as always. He was at his liquor, starting from new. He had settled things with his past, but he hadn't changed from how it was before at all. No, he has changed. He drank less. And when he drank, he didn't throw it back like a man dying of thirst, but sipped slowly, enjoying it. And that day, once more, the door to the place opened with the sound of a shriek. A new customer stepped into the same bar, and that new customer was Haley. Jack choked on his whiskey. Haley, what are you doing in here? This ain't the kind of place that you should be in. Ignoring his spurter, she pulled up a stool and smiled brilliantly at him. Hey Jack, she said, let's play a game, a real shocker of a match. But this time, all bets were off. The end. Alright guys, so that is Gambler Jack. I don't know if this book comes into play or anything. Like the Doll Knight did or anything like that, but maybe there's future games. I don't know. I heard one of the future games takes place in what's it called? the Calvert Republic, so who knows? Maybe we might see Jack. But yeah. Here we go, this guy. Oh, do you run the cafe? Hey, I came out here shopping, and then suddenly I was told to evacuate. I thought this would be a good time to read a book and calm down. He already seems as calm as he can get, to be honest. Oh, why I know that series. It's not the Gambler Jack series, the popular series in the harbor area that I've heard so much about, perhaps. Oh, these novels? Yes, that's right. It's a drama about a gambler with a curious fate set in the Republic. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. Oh, yeah. Well, I do owe him a bit. Hand over the books. Alright, here you go. It's all yours, sir. Oh, that isn't why I mentioned it. Don't worry about it. It's thanks to the great curry and... Yeah, it's thanks for the great curry and coffee before. Oh, well, that's kind of you. I'll be happy to take them. And you have my thanks. I'll start reading these right away to calm myself. Oh, and here's a token on my side. Allow me to offer you this. We got some Zumerian ore, and if you guys remember last game, what we used the Zumerian ore for? Making our ultimate weapons. This is... So Zumerian ore, for those who don't know, is a... From what I remember, it's a super rare ore. Yeah, it's just super rare, I guess. I'm not sure if it's one of those things where it's like hard as diamond or anything like that. I'm probably wrong on that part, but yeah. Yeah, but when I was still a diplomat, I picked this up in Asteria. Ooh, Asteria. Or Atraria, I'm sorry, not Asteria. Atraria? That's the headquarters of the Septian Church, isn't it? Yes, that's right. In the distant past, back during the Zumerian era, things were made with this metal, apparently. Oh, the Zumerian era. It must be incredibly old. Certainly, I've never seen this alloy. Yeah, you have? Well, no, we use it to make Estelle's ultimate weapon, I think. Or maybe Joshua's, I can't remember. I don't know how true it is. Incidentally, apparently the techniques to mold that metal have long been lost. Huh? Thinking about it, that makes it pretty incredible. I believe we traded books with you for a weapon before as well. Ah, I remember. This isn't anything that incredible this time, but perhaps it'll be a good luck charm for you. Thanks. Alright guys, so we got the medal. And all these people are just dead. Aw, the gates are closed. Given the age of this entrance, I would imagine that it can be opened manually. That would prove difficult, however. Yes, it'll take quite a bit of pushing. Oh! It's time to call in Potter Mater, isn't it? Hey now, you call that thing in, you won't leave anything for us to get, for the rest of us to do. You just leave this to me. Leave it to you? Just watch. What's he doing? Bro, he just 1-inch palmed this thing? This man 1-inch palmed it. Wow, that was great, Walter. It's Mr. Walter, you brat. Yes, one of the Taito style's greatest techniques. Impressive as always, my friend. That crap's really only good for street performances. Now, one more to go through. Oh, look at Claudia. Look at adorable with her long hair. At least I think that's Claudia. Anyways, well, to think that they breached the castle gates. They won't hold much longer. Claudia, Hilda, hurry and get Alicia to her private chambers. But Uncle, Gunnin, are you? I am a scion of Von Ozeli's family. I will not stand quietly and watch these brigands try to tear our land and authority to pieces. With Julia absent, I shall take command. But, stop wasting time. Their goal is to abduct the queen and her heir. Her heir being you, remember? Uncle. Your priority must be the safety of yourself and the queen. This is what it means to be heir, Claudia. Fulfill your duty. Uncle, I understand. Grandmother, Hilda, come. We need to get to the chambers. Yes, it would be best. Dunin, please be careful. You just watch as I cast these cursed bandits from the halls. I pray for your victory. Philip, you be careful too. I will do my best, Mistress Hilda. Gotta give it up to Dunin, man. He's really grown since the first game. Gotta give it up to him. I am deeply impressed, your lordship. I have never been happier to serve you than this moment. Well, there's no need to make such a show of it, Philip. Come to find out that Philip's in training Dunin and he's just a goon now. Here they are. Such ghastly appearances. Rather more like demons than men. I mean, there is a child and woman there, but, you know, the other two, you know what I mean. Your lordship. Shall I fall? Do not hesitate to flee. What? But... Let's go! Frickin' Philip is a goon himself! Sir Philip! Oh! It's the old man with the closed eyes. Who the heck is this old lump? I am Philip Brumal, butler to his I got the wrong voice. I am Philip Brumal, butler to His Royal Highness Dunin von Ozeles, and former captain of the Royal Guard. It's like, who do you think taught Miss Julia? I'm kidding. Anyways, this blade I once held in days long past. I do not know how far it will carry me, but it shall cross with yours. Oh. Ever is this country's full of surprises. Well, let's see how skilled you are then. We gotta save the old man! What in the... No large impact points. I think it was broken with someone's hand. This looks like Walter's handiwork. Yes, it's the Shattering Fist. Well, I'm nice and properly terrified now. He really is freakishly strong. Wait, what are we standing around being impressed for? We need to catch up to... Estelle, watch out! He's like, yeah, you done forgot about us, right? We blow up on impact. Or I think they blow up on impact. Oh, come on! Why here? Come on! That did nothing. Gotta be kidding me. Oh no. All right. That one was a little bit more of a, that was a hard fight. I didn't die, but it was a hard fight. Ooh, nice experience. Hey, let's go. Oh, we're dead! Does this ever end? There's no time. Let's get inside. I should probably save. No! Even the Royal Guard was no match. Miss Estelle. Oh, they got Dunin! Philip, and even Dunin? Alright, did you try to stop them? To my shame, I could not. I suppose age caught up to me. I could not hold them for long. Is the Duke. He's fine. I believe he's just knocked down. That is a relief. Her Majesty has retreated to her royal chambers. Please hurry. Ugh. Philip! He's just unconscious. Let's hurry. Chloe's in danger. Right. Yeah, not the Queen or Hilda or anything, because we don't care. So, these are the Queen's chambers. Our destination, then. This sucks. The only one who didn't fall over was the old-timer. Yes, he is quite an expert. He was still silly, though. There was no way that he could beat all of us. Stupid old man. Come now, don't say that. He proved his worth through his loyalty. Few men can claim as much. And I must admit, Duke Dunnan was a little different than rumor led me to believe. True. He did not seem like the absolute douchebag. Wait, I said douchebag. That is not what that meant. Debauchery? I don't know. From the reports. That boy had character development, that's why. I was still amused by how quickly he passed out, of course. Hey there! Or they're here, I said hey there. Dang it all. If only Captain Schwartz were here. Stop sniveling. We're the Royal Guard. Show them what that means. More small fry. This is rather tedious. Told you. Oh, I know. To make it more fun, let's see who can capture the Queen first. Oh, an interesting sport. I'm game. Well then, let's play. Oh, they have... Yo, that's not fair. That's not fair. Bro, why is Duke Dunnan like he's floating? That's gross. That is gross, but let's get up to the Queen. If I remember correctly, yeah, we gotta go this way first. Up here. Bro, they got beat. Well, it seems we have more guests, Queen Alicia. Chloe? Queen Alicia? Estelle? Joshua? Everyone, thank you for coming. No! We're too late. You sons of a... What do you think you're doing? Let Chloe and Her Majesty go. Oh, they didn't bring Hilda? Sorry, but no. The professor asked us to do this as a personal favor. So no can do. The professor? Wait, personal? So this has nothing to do with the gospel plan then? Nope, don't think so. He said that he wanted to slow you down a little since you were doing more than we thought you would. Oh, I'm so very sorry for trying to reverse all the damage that you guys are doing and being a decent human being then. Yeah, well, it's a pain. You restored the guild's phones, right? The professor wasn't a fan of that. He said that he wanted to see you kids floundering all a bit more. What in the... He had you attack Grancel for that? Yeah, that's very like him. It isn't a fairly bad taste, I'll admit. However, Mouvet is securing the floating city on his own. We had little better to do, so we did the professor a favor. Lucy, why? I believe we understand now. Given that I am not enough of a prize by myself, can I ask you to release the Princess Claudia? Grandmother, no. I'm the one who should... It is true that the good professor asks for one or the other. My, what a quandary we have on our hands. Weren't you looking to take the princess anyways? Well, a pet bird in a cage somehow lacks charm. It may also be nice to see her elegance shining even through captivity, but... Don't you even start. You're really out of your minds if you think we'll let you do that. Don't make me laugh. Even if we didn't have hostages, are you seriously gonna take on all of us? That's right. I promised to kill you the next time we met. You know what? This is a good chance. Maybe I should gut you right here. Huh? Stay calm, Estelle. They're right. There's no way we can fight them all at once by ourselves. We need to wait for our chance. But... alas, Joshua, it is fruitless. Perhaps had you been in the shadows, you could have found an opening. But as it stands, out in the open like this, your options are limited. There's little that you can do as the Black Fang. So it seems. It also seems like I'm not one who needs to strike for that opening. What? That's right! Oh, it's Pops! Wait, is that Pops? That's not Pops. What? Nope, it's Sid. Pops and Sid have the same character models almost, but anyways. Hello everyone, good work. Your Majesty, Your Highness, forgive my tardiness. Sid? Thank you for coming. One of the Divine Blade's lieutenants. Well, that wasn't too bad. Alright. Just a bit more and you really would have had us. Yes, I'll admit I was surprised. I didn't expect you to be able to turn away such a blow that easily. Alright, this is turning into my kind of party. So, you want to play too? I'll pass for the moment. Really, I'm just debating anyways. What? Huh? Let's go! It's the bird! Oh! It's Richard! This bro is flying. I forgot he could do that. And he has wild sense on. Good. I made it just in time. What in the... Oh my. Huh, that's unexpected. Richard? Colonel Richard? Hello, Miss Bright. Yeah, you shouldn't call me Colonel, however. I've been stripped of my rank and am little more than just a criminal performing his penal service. Boy, that sure explains every question I had about this. Don't call me Colonel? Okay. Mr. Richard. It's been some time. Well, I'm glad to see you and the princess are well, Your Majesty. I believe General Bright has already briefed you on my circumstances, so please, allow me to shield you from these criminals. By all means. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard. The pleasure is mine. I so don't know what's going on anymore. I think it's safe to say that the story is bigger than we are, as it were. A pair of Divine Blade students. Our wayward Black Fang and a group of better-than-average bracers. I think we may have tarried for too long. I appreciate the time, personally. Incidentally, we already handed things in the city. Huh? Don't turn your backs! Hey, it's Almathea! Commence Operation Queen Sweep. Remember, our first priority is the safety of the citizens. Assist the army with where possible. Engage Jaeger Corps and Archaisms at your discretion. Yes, ma'am! Kill all Jaegers! That's not what they said. Bro, they're taking on freaking Gundams? Why is it that we couldn't do that without arts and crafts? They just attacked them. Bro, they are so strong. Bro, these guys are so strong. The intelligence division. How did they not mop the floor with us last game? Bro, these Jaegers are bro, they're freaking ninjas. This is amazing. You gotta love these sprite battles. Yeah, y'all been surrounded by ninjas. Golly, you gotta love the Trail series when they get into these action sequences like this. Holy. And just when I thought that this couldn't get any crazier, they were outside this entire time. When did the special ops? Yeah, when did the special ops guys show up? And they're going after the society's goons too. Maybe this is, you know, heavy penance for awful deeds and stuff. Or maybe they're just trying to remind everyone how awesome they are. Who the heck would... They're trying to clear their names, Dorothy. Ah, the heck with it. Dorothy, make with the camera. Shoot and shoot until we can't shoot stuff with film anymore. Aye, aye, sir. Wait, she got an orbital camera that works? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a regular camera, not an orbital one. I don't know. Whoa, the anchors are being pushed. How can you guys see that from the top of the castle where you're front or you're at? Whatever, I don't know. Huh, very impressive. Haven't lost a touch, I see. Now then, servants of Ouroboros, what do you intend? You seem quite eager for a fight. Are we still desirous of... Yeah, are we still desirous of violence? I don't know what that word means. Desirous? I've never seen it like spelled like that. You think you're funny? If you're gonna be like this, I'm gonna call a pot of my... Stop, Ren. Our chance has already slipped by. Trying to force the issue now would only end in ugly fashion. Capture the royals was ultimately an optional objective. Come, let us pull back. Well, if we gotta. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will pardon us, it should be just about time for your next trial, however. I suggest you keep your wits about you. Next trial? What are you talking about now? You'll see soon enough. Good day then, everyone. Huh? They've retreated. Alright. Well, the Jaeger should have pulled out of the city as well. A shame we can't pursue them, but I suppose we can't be selfish. Wait. Way more importantly... So, just what the heck is Colonel Richard doing here? I thought you were in prison for seriously for a serious grievous crime of being a huge jerk. I said I'm not a... Well, regardless. Before any of that, we have to secure the city. Would you help us? Well, sure, of course. We'll help tend to the wounded with the firefighting. With great difficulty, the society invasion of Grancel was repelled. Stell's group ran around the city, fighting fires and helping the confused citizens. Eventually, the rest of them arrived. Yeah, the rest of the team arrived, having been contacted by Elnon. Alright guys, so this is the last bit of BP that we have. It should be 10, and we should be awarded 10,000 Mira. Yep, and with that, we have received every bit of BP in the game, and we are now going to be A-rank bracers. Let's go. A-rank senior bracers, I think. We received Aura Guard as an accessory perk. I don't know what Aura Guard does. I gotta look at that one. And as I mentioned previously, I'm here on General Bright's orders. We had a suspicion that Ouroboros might try something like this. However, most regular army troops aren't very well trained to fight without their orbital firearms. So, we decided to use a handful of troops with experience in hand-to-hand combat. And of course, we need an excuse to get as many of my subordinates involved, seeing as they were supposed to be in prison. As a result, we were to be transported to Grancel, where we conveniently ended up caught in the chaos and repelled the attack. Okay. That's about as subtle as a brick to the forehead, Dad. I take it that you had some... I think you had some idea about this, Your Majesty. Yes, Cassius and I discussed the idea earlier. We will, I suspect, face some criticism for doing this, but the safety of the citizens must come before everything else. And I knew from the bottom of my heart that Mr. Richard would do what was best for the country that he loves so. Yeah, I mean, if you guys remember, everything that Richard did, he did come out and say at the very end, he did this for the love of his country. So, you know, there's that. I don't like. I like after hearing that, I really never thought of Richard like as a bad guy, and I'm glad it showed up. I'm glad it shows in this game as well. But even it showed in the last game too. He really, you know, when he gave himself, when he he tried to sacrifice himself so that the others could get out, to get away from fighting the final boss. But you know, it's just one of those things. Anyways, do not deserve such praise, Your Majesty. I get it. So then. Oh, right. Does this have to do with the reason that you wanted to see us? In part, yes. What I wanted to discuss was what Claudia has done. Huh? What Chloe's done? Yes. It was a short ceremony, but as of this morning, I've been formally invested with the inheritance. I am now officially the crown princess of Libero, next in line to be queen. Whoa! Wow! Well, congratulations. I think you made a good decision. I really think some of it is simply selfishness on my part. Estelle? Everyone? I understand you're the ones who saved everyone at the academy. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. We can't really take all the credit, though. Annalise's group was there, and Seek helped us too. That's right, I helped. Anyway, I didn't realize, I didn't see Sieg in the background. Yes, so I gathered. When I learned about what happened, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I could do. What roles I could serve to help protect those dear to me. And that's inheriting the throne. Yes. I'm an inexperienced teenager who lacks the ability and confidence to lead the entire kingdom. Still, if I can use such a position to protect those dear to me, and if that in turn helps me to protect the home that I love, then it'll be all worth it. Chloe, you silly. Well, congratulations. Looks like you finally found that path that you were looking for, huh? Estelle, thank you. I really am desperately new at this, though, and I'm not quite sure what I can do. Will you lend me your aid when I need it? Oh, what kind of question is that? Duh! I mean, heck, I'm not exactly a grizzled veteran over here, you know? And just as you've lent us your aid time and time again, whenever you need us, we'll be there for you. Estelle, Joshua, thank you. Thank you so much. She's about to start crying. What a complete and utter fool that I've been. All the things I did without realizing the potential of the young people who will carry our future. Alan? What is it, Alan? You'll be carrying a good deal of the future yourself still, I think. Quite so. You jest, Your Majesty. Well, that's good. Alan is getting a, our boy Alan, Colonel Richard, is getting a second chance. You gotta love to see it. Gotta love to see it. You know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, what was it? I cannot remember. I'm sorry, guys. I have to stop and look this one up because I can't remember the actual verse. So give me a quick second. It's not going to be from the King James Version. But hold on one second. Let's see. Where was it? I believe it's Matthew 8:21-35, something like that. It was like, then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times. And Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. But yeah. But basically, the whole 77 times, that you forgive an infinite amount of times. And, I don't know. It just reminds me of that. Though, did Richard do something very stupid? Yeah. But these people, the queen is willing to forgive him. And so is his peers. So yeah, it's dope. And it's stuff that you gotta love. Anyways, Colonel, I have a report. What is it? Is the city under attack again? No, sir. Everything is quiet here. The Jaegers withdrew rapidly from the city and faded back into the countryside. Then what is it, man? Speak up. We've received report from Hawken Gate. The Erebonian Empire is gathering at the border. What? So they've come at last. How large of an army are they fleeing? So far, it appears to only be a single standard division, but they have tanks with them. What? Now, just a dang second. How the heck are they running tanks in the middle of all this? Are they using some technology as a society? I thought they might. No, it's strange. They don't appear to be using orbits at all. The scout reports say that they run using steam engines. Steam? What? No, I forgot that the Erebonians had stuff like that. Anyways, it's an engine that uses steam to move the pistons. It's even more primitive than the gasoline engine. Everyone stopped using them as soon as the ordnance were invented. No sane army would even bother keeping such museum pieces maintained. They're a joke compared to even the most basic of orbital tank. Which can only mean one thing. They're prepared this in secret. Hang on, you mean... It means the Erebonian leadership knew that this was going to happen. So the next trial Ouroboros spoke of... Yes. It must be this. And now they're effectively holding Grancel hostage. They can storm in and take the capital again whenever they please. It's one way of sending a message, I suppose. Oh, there's another problem. I suspect Dad was keeping you as an ace in the hole. A special joker card he could play. Someone he could dispatch anywhere an emergency occurred where he couldn't be. But now he played that card. And you'll have to remain here. Blast it. Ouroboros certainly played a hard game. Grandmother? Allow me to go to Hawken Gate. Say what? Chloe? I couldn't bear sending Uncle. He risked his life once already for our sakes. Let me go. I will negotiate with the Erebonians as your agent. Very well. Though we may have signed the non-aggression pact with them, remember that the scales on which Erebonian Libero balance are still unstable. These events could spiral into chaos. That would engulf the continent. I am counting on you to balance those scales. I will. Sales party was briefly shared a look. So, in that case, mind if I go with you? I'm sorry? Yeah, we should be the heirs to the Hawken Gate safely. And if things get really crazy and turn into a shooting war, we'll do whatever we can to help. Now, mind we can't actually help you with the shooting of war, as per guild protocol. But there's a few things that we can do from a neutral position, I think. Everyone. Right. If you guys remember, bracers can't interfere with military. Yeah, with things in the military. But at the same time, they can, however, get involved if it means that civilians are in danger, because their first priority is the protection of all civilians, no matter what country they're from. But yeah, I couldn't ask for more. Thank you. Please keep her safe. Yes, Your Majesty. Leave everything to us. Estelle, Joshua, on that note, I and my men will keep an eye on the movements on the society may try to make. Even if they attempt to assault with the massive puppet of theirs, we'll be ready to respond. Guys, we'll be counting on you. And so Estelle's group took the road toward Hawken Gate while escorting Chloe. Passing through Wereian Gate, they moved through Roland as quickly as possible. Bro, they just ran halfway around the country and soon arrived at Hawken Gate. Look at the Erebonian Empire. The North Hawken Gate. Ah, yes. Ah, General Morgan. Explain yourself, General Vander. Why is a division of the Empire, the Imperial Army, on our literal doorstep? Does the Empire truly forget the pacts that they signed so quickly? Haha, Lieutenant Vander. Oh, guys. Keep this man in memory. Please keep this man in memory. Oh, man. I'm just going to say this. It's kind of a spoiler alert, but this is not the this is not the last time that we will see this character. I just remember seeing him in a later, because you guys know me. I told you that I started off with another series in the Legend of Heroes. And of course, Vander was there. So when I came back to see it in this one, I was like, wait a minute, hold up, I know that guy. So yeah, I like Vander. He's a fun guy. Anyways, General Morgan. I'm the one who would like to an explanation. What are you? For the past 24 hours or more, orbits all across the southern marches of His Majesty's domain have been ceased function. And now, at the same time, it seems that a massive, here therefore unknown structure appeared above your Veralia Lake. Now I ask you, Morgan, what is going on? It is as you say. Sorry, I only have like one old man or two old man voices for the most part, and they both match that one. We are as confused just as much as anyone else in the situation. So it would seem. But your situation is, as I said, affecting a large portion of the Imperial territory. Given that, you know full well why I'm here, General. Here to try and raise a stallion above us. While we're weak then. We intend nothing of the sort. We are given to understanding that a criminal organization of some sort has been taking advantage of this situation. All we wish to do is see if we can give aid to the allies whom we've signed the non-aggression pact with. Those are the orders I received from the Imperial government. Nonsense! What are those tanks doing here then? I never heard of a tank that runs on steam and combustion until now. How is it that you suddenly have these tanks which conveniently require no orbital power? That is a military secret. I would think that you would welcome us though, Morgan. These vehicles are perfectly suited for helping to keep the peace. In Libero, that is. With this, crisis runs its course. You understand my meaning, yes? Alright, yeah. We deeply appreciate your thoughtfulness. What? Impossible! Your Highness, where are you? Hey, she got a new outfit. Morgan, well done. Please, leave the rest of this to me. But, Your Highness... And what are they doing here? Well, we're the royal bodyguards, sorta, temporarily. Alright. Should the worst happen, we'll be able to protect Claudia, we swear. I may be inexperienced as a negotiator. This is, however, the proper time for me to step forward and assume the duties as heir. Please, Morgan. As you wish, Your Highness. Just keep in mind who you're going out there to parley with, my princess. If anything happens, be ready to run for the gate. I understand. It seems that I'll be trading words with someone else now, I'm afraid I don't recognize you, though your bearing is quite noble. This is the first time that we've met, sir. I am Claudia von Ozeles, Princess of Libero, granddaughter of the Queen, and newly invested heir to the throne. Forgive my Forgive Forgive my rudeness, Your Highness. I am Zex Vander, Your Highness. Lieutenant General 3rd Division of the Imperial Army. Yes, word of your accomplishments in battle has reached even us, General Vander. Hey, is that guy famous? Yeah, that's One-Eyed Zex, also known as the Tank Tamer. What are you talking about, Brumal? Yeah, don't worry about it, that's the nickname I've given him. Anyways, he's one of the best field commanders Erebonian has. If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I have actually seen pictures of you before. You have cut your hair recently. Now that I look at you, your face is familiar, but... Well, this is a bit embarrassing. I, cut it for investor ceremony. Consider it a little girl's way of showing her resolve to take up the burden too heavy for her. Hardly, Princess Claudia. It looks very good on you, if I may be forward. Allow this servant of the Empire to congratulate you on becoming the heir of the throne. Thank you, General. Well then, what brings the Princess of Liberal here? Are you here to raise protest against us like my good colleague Morgan? No, that is not my intent. I am sure that our neighbors in Erebonia must be terrified at the moment. The darkness at night, the cold, the complete shutdown of communications. Believe me, I know how anyone could inspire terror in people. What I ask is that you consider your actions. Consider what would happen if your forces were to enter our country. You say that large portion of the Empire are disordered at the moment. I assure you, in every part of Libero, it is worse. And while we no longer bear Erebonian ill will, many of the citizens are agitated and afraid. I cannot bear it if the good intentions of our allies were misunderstood. But, as you can see, we're investigating these strange events as quickly as we're able. Furthermore, we have managed to suppress most of the activities to the aforementioned criminal group on our own. And so I ask, for the sake of continued friendship between Erebonia and Libero, a relationship we value highly, give us a little more time, General. We will make this right. Pretty words, but yeah, they are, alas, sound and fury, signifying nothing. Well, there's our boy. Your Highness! I shall take the reins. You are relieved, General. As you wish, Your Highness. What? He can't be. You've gotta be kidding me. I believe this is our first formal acquaintance, Princess Claudia. I am Olivert Rise Arner, a son of His Majesty, Emperor Eugen III. What? One of the sons of the... He's an Imperial Prince? Shara, did you know about this? You're kidding, right? I thought he was just some sort of agent of the Imperial Intelligence. Oliver Rias... Yeah, I can't... Rias? I don't know how to pronounce that middle name. Arner. I recognize the name, but I don't know the man. Even though I am a prince, I am little more than a royal bastard, I guess. I rarely attend public matters that... crap, I cannot read. Public matters states, so I'm unsurprised that you do not know my face. It does sting a little, though, I fear. For the lovely girl who wants to be my bride to not even know my face, an arrow to my heart. What? Yeah, there are no other words. I see. That's what Colonel Richard had in mind a while back. I am sorry I was unaware. Allow me to apologize for this, for the slight against you. Well, I do understand it was conducted without the Queen's consent. That sort of sight we can overlook. But this, no, Erebonia cannot overlook this. Oh? My enchanting princess. Are you aware? I wonder of a little rumor making its rounds across the great empire. I don't believe I am. Allow me to tell you then. Rumor has it that an immense structure in the distance of Libero's new weapon is Libero's new weapon. What? Libero has developed a groundbreaking new weapon that allows them to stop orbital energy. They intend to use this to make us pay for the war 10 years ago. It is rumor which finds fertile ground in the ears of our citizens and leadership. It can't be. That's absolutely untrue. We would never... Then you can prove it, yes? Prove that it's a misunderstanding. If you cannot, then we must act upon evidence of our sense. Indeed, if the rumors are true, this is a monstrous betrayal of all civilians using the pact to hide your intentions. What choice would we have then, but to be defenders of the free world? Okay, when the heck is this, Olivier? Stell? I just can't stand here listening to you blather as you please. Olivier, you know dang well what's going on here. Why are you being such a jerk? Stell, wait. Have we met? You seem to know me, even if you did not get the name quite right. Did we meet at a party once? Huh? No, you lack the refinement of nobility. Yes, no matter how I look at you, you must be nothing more than a commoner. So who are you? Okay, fine then. If you want to play dumb, no matter what, you aren't the only one who can just bust out a surprise. Oh. My name is Estelle Bright, and I'm a bona fide A-rank bracer of the... I choked on my words. Of the Bracer Guild of Libero. In accordance to the laws of the guild, I'm involving myself in this dispute as a neutral arbiter. Whatever. Estelle? An A-rank bracer. Not a whit less than I expected. Huh? Pardon me. From what I understand, A-rank bracers are among the most capable bracers alive. You will forgive me, but I find it a little difficult to believe that a young girl such as yourself could hold that rank. And if you guys think about it, Olivier wasn't with us when we became an A-rank bracer. So earlier in the video, so yeah. Alright, then you're welcome to inquire with the guild headquarters in Lionen to confirm it. I think you have to halt negotiations while you check though, right? And with no working phones for how many cells? Or miles, I guess. What a pain would that be? Huh, very well. So what do you intend to do about our little situation, neutral arbiter? Alright. From the evidence, I judge that Erebonia's claim is false. The floating island is not a Liberian weapon. I swear it on the honor as a Bracer Guild supporting gauntlet. Huh. The honor of the Guild's emblem itself, a bold statement. Certainly, a statement from a Bracer Guild holds enough weight that it cannot be ignored outright, however. I shall pose the same question to you then, Miss Bright. What is your evidence of this claim? Evidence? Well, what we've seen for ourselves. The group which made the floating island appear is the Criminal Society of Ouroboros, which is still operating in Libero. We of the Guild have been cooperating with the Royal Army to try to put a stop to the Society's operations. Heck, if you like, we have records of everything... we can have records of everything forwarded to the Imperial government. That will certainly satisfy our needs for evidence against Libero's possible... what do you pronounce that? Maleficence, however? I don't know how to pronounce that word. You have, I think, missed the key point, Miss Bryce. Huh? Assuming, then, that the perpetrators are the Societies of Ouroboros, are Libero and the Guild capable of putting a stop to this crisis? Well, we... If you do not, then the Empire will not sit wringing its hands. The weaponry we have brought, including the cannons of our tanks, all use gunpowder. Would that not be the perfect for laying siege and destroying that little rogue city of yours? You've got to be joking. What do cannons do against something that big? You never know it until you try, Miss Bright. Regardless, I can see one thing is for sure. You do not have the ability to put a stop to our goodwill or our need to defend ourselves. Well then, Prince Oliver, would actions satisfy? If we can prove that we can, even in these circumstances, do something about that city, would you give us time to do so? Well, I suppose that for some time, at least civility would force our hand. Hey, Prince! Calm down, General. Consider this the bare minimum of courtesy to a minor power that we have with the pact. This assumes that we can even prove anything. As you wish. So then, if you can show me that you have some hope of stopping all this, our forces will withdraw. On the crest of the Golden Stallion and my name as member of the Arner family, I swear it. Good, that came through loud and clear. What? That voice? Is that? No doubt about it. Now you're really kidding me. Dad? This man got the R-Cell running? Orbital engine power? Oh, well, this is our proof, men of Erebonia. Feel free to feast your eyes upon it. Dad? Cassius Bright! It's been a while, Zex. They finally gave you a second star, I see. That's besides the point. I just put a quick jab out of my love it. Why are you here? And what is that ship? How are you capable of flying? Well, that's unfortunately a national secret. Rather like this steam tank of yours, I would say. So this is the R-Cell, is it? And you must be the famed Cassius Bright. I believe this is the first time that we've had an audience, Your Highness. Strange, though. I feel as if we've met somewhere before. How curious, General Bright. I was just thinking the same thing. How very curious. Isn't it, though? I started laughing on my own, but yeah, they know. They know. Everyone knows. My prince! Miss Bright, Princess Claudia. I am a proud member of the Erebonian Imperial family. I will keep my word. General, have all our forces withdraw from this area immediately. Olivier? Alright. You have our gratitude, Prince Oliver. Still, though, my dear citizens will doubtlessly not be satisfied with mere possibility being presented to them. Perhaps I could board the R-Cell and observe for myself. Prince Olivert! A good idea. I'm sure everyone in the Imperial government would be satisfied with the Prince as a witness. Princess Claudia, shall we? Of course. I see no reason to object. I am sure this will only further strengthen the bond of friendship between Erebonia and Libero. Welcome aboard, Prince Oliver. Prince Oliver! What have you done? You finally stride into the public stage for the first time in ages, and you engage in this charade! I suppose we were too transparent in the end, Transparent like air! To think that a prince of the Empire would plan something like this. Like this in the barrel! Mueller. How could you let this happen? Oh, forgive me, Uncle. That's his uncle, guys. But we all knew that with the last name with Vander anyways. All right. But do you really think that this idiot will listen if I'd have stopped him? Well, besides, there are elements of this which do not sit easy on my consciousness. I learned all about the truth behind Hummel during this mess. So, you did know. Well, how did he not know? Even back then, he was a critical part of the military chain in command. My shame is... No, Zex. I do not blame you. It was a subsection of the War Hawks. I know you had nothing to do with it. A scandal so vile that information about it had to be tightly controlled. I do not agree with the logic, but I understand it. Seal up with which stinks and bury it forever. Those who rule remain in power, unblemished. However, I cannot allow the same trick to be played twice. Prince? Zex, you realize it yourself, I'm sure. The incredibly fortuitous addition of the steam tanks to our arsenal, the convenient orders to sortie. Every bit of it has fingertips of the blood of the Iron Chancellor himself, Gileath Osborne. I'm just going to let you guys know right now, Gileath Osborne, that is a name to remember. Alright? That is a name to remember. What are you? He's in contact with Ouroboros. I no longer doubt it. And personally, I find the idea of a chancellor whose first loyalty is not to the Empire rather repugnant. Don't you? My prince, you can't possibly... but I do indeed. The former military man who has become the Empire's central politician after rising to prominence 10 years ago. And what happened 10 years ago, guys? The 100 Days War. But what caused the 100 Days War? You guys know the answer. Anyways. The cold-blooded yet bold reformer who laid rails throughout the Empire and has annexed many of our neighbors through force of arms. I have decided to slay that beloved monster which has made a nest in our empire. Alright, you may call this my declaration of war. Unbelievable. My prince, do you even realize what you're attempting to accomplish? I like to tell myself I do, at least. He is not only politically strong, but he is the de facto control of easily 7/10 of the military. Putting aside neutral people like yourself, all who stand against him are the nation's feudal lords, and their influence is weakened by the day. Worse still, my father's trust in him is nearly absolute. The very picture of a monster, I would say. Then why even... isn't it not obvious? Because the way he acts is not beautiful. What? My eyes were opened as I traveled Lavero. People in the countries are at their greatest when they are proud of themselves. And I wish for my people, my fatherland, to feel the same pride, to be proud of the accomplishments, not conquest. I hope you can understand, Zex. My prince, you've become quite a man. As they say, only an unwatched pot will boil. I get it. In Oliver's case, I get it. Anyways, it's been 7 years since you took me under your wing to teach me what you knew, Zex. I simply learned to apply what you taught me when you weren't looking. Indeed. Very well. I'll pull my forces back. I must remind you, however, that the 3rd Division was merely the vanguard. Osborne is mustering another 10 divisions in the capital. 3 days. Then 3 days, then they march. That's the deadline. Yes. We'll act with all haste, Zex. Mueller, you're going with Prince Oliver, I take it. If things go poorly, bring him back. Even if you have to drag him by the collar. I imagine I have to do so either way. Men, fall out! We are withdrawing to Parm. Oh wow, I didn't realize Parm was mentioned this early. Hold on, now that I think about it. Yeah, Parm would be the closest one now since Hamel isn't on the map anymore. We know about Hamel. They talked about Hamel being wiped off the map. With Hamel being like right next to, right at the border, but yeah. Anyways. We're withdrawing to Parm. And there we will wait for new orders. Sir! And so we managed to buy ourselves a little bit of time at least. Whew. Really though. No one trusts me. It seems my lieutenants truly are classless. Ceaseless, whatever. Of course they don't, you nitwit. Even I don't think you had something like this in you. Well, as they say, if you're going to play your cards, throw all your chips in. And besides, you certainly did a good job in arranging all the pieces. You could say that we're partners in crime, confederates of love, bees of a flower, what? Who have shared the sweetest of honey. He's talking about Eskimo brothers? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm armed, Oliver. Or Olivert. Olivier. Still, brilliantly done. Brilliantly done? My entire butt. Would you please explain what in the heck is going on? Oh, why? It's exactly what it looks like. There was something rotten in the state of Erebonia. I simply dragged it up. Yeah, I strictly just dragged it up into this, onto the stage. The stage? And the rest of us couldn't get a peek at the script? Well, as they truly say, if you wish to devise deceive your foes, deceive your friends. Having the RSL show up after you negotiate us into a corner. That was the plan Cassius Bright and I came up with. Dad and Olivier, I should have known. Well, once Dad showed up, I thought that it might be it. Huh. Well, that was the idea, at least. Oh, it's Pops! Hello, children. And here he comes, deceitful jerk number 2. Well, that's a little cruel, don't you think? I am your father, and you will respect me. Or I will give you the belt in front of all your friends. Is that what you want us to? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Oh, man. Ooh, anyways. I was listening in by phone. You handled the negotiations expertly. And thanks to you, the arrival of the RSL had all the impact that it needed. Listening in by what? Of course, that artifact of yours. Ah, my dear Sheriff. No more of that, please. It would be a little problematic if he heard about it. Alright. A little too late on that score, Prince. If you guys remember, Olivier does have like a cell phone, like, working at the very least, but I don't know if that's what she's talking about, artifact. Huh? Kevin? Kevin's here too? And Julia as well. Your Highness, I heard about the attack on the capital. I am very glad that you are safe. I'm sorry, Julia. I could only imagine how worried you must have been. I am getting tired of reading. Where are we at? We're about an hour and 43 minutes into the recording. Whew. It's like, well, part of it is my fault. I finished the RSL's upgrades and could have come by to help out RSL. Oh yeah, so that was the thing that the professor was working on, I believe. When we were going through the towers. The 4 tetracyclic towers. Unfortunately, zero field reinforcing to the most advanced airship in the world took a while. If you can believe it. Still, glad to see everyone is safe. Yeah, hang on. How is the RSL flying? You made a zero field gravity, you made a zero field generator big enough for the entire ship. Yes, indeed. The ones that I gave you were prototypes I whipped up to help design a large-scale version. Alrighty. I've been locked up in the R cell ever since you left. And now it's finally ready. Huh, I see. So in other words, every last bit of it was just a setup by Dad. Oh, come now. Don't say like I'm the criminal. I wanted to see how strong you guys get with just limited power. I simply did what I could to make it easy for you to act. And you did this because you wanted to, yes? Well, technically I guess, but... Oh, I don't quite get why you're here though, Kevin. Ah, right. Well, I was at the cathedral. Word came in from the Grossroot or higher ups. And they've been hitting the books. I think I've got a good picture of what kind of thing that the Oriole is and how we can end this mess. And once I told Cassius about it, I got a bit hogtied and brought it out here. What? What the Oriole is? Yeah, so first of all, the Oriole isn't a floating city itself, really. Alright. We think it's an artifact within the city that provides the whole thing with orbital power and helps control the flow of it. Alright. And Gospels are basically like distribution thingies for it. An ancient power source for the city. But then, why is it causing all the ordnance to shut down? Well, now we're getting into the guesswork, but a couple of recently old legends talked about the Oriole striking down threats to the Chosen. Meaning, all our modern orbits are being seen as threats to the Chosen. Huh. Disabling any power threat in its area for influence. It's a defense mechanism, essentially. It seems extremely likely. And really, this gives us a ray of hope. Doing something about the entire city would be difficult at best due to its sheer size. But if we can find the actual Oriole somewhere within the city, we may be able to find a way to deal with it. Huh, I see. That's the idea. That does sound like a plan, at least. And yes, it seems as though our final goal is well set for us. We should board the Arcel and make our way to the flying city with haste. Alright. The decision to use the Arcel must come from the royal family. Princess, shall we? You don't even need to ask. Captain Schwartz, prepare the Arcel for launch. We'll be heading to the flying city above Veralia Lake. At once, Your Highness. And my Bracer friends? Please, everyone, lend your aid to Libero in our final hour of need. Or in our hour, not final hour of need. Anyways. This mission will likely be the last one of this crisis. Crap, I just dropped all my books on my shelf. Well, saying that like it's even a question if we'll go. This is something that we can leave up to our leader. Or we should. Leader? Estelle? We mean you, of course. What? Why are you so shocked, Estelle? We all do have our own stake in this, yes. But, one way or another, we've just been tagging along on this wild ride of yours. So, in that case, Estelle, you're definitely our leader. Well, still not quite ready for it. No, she is. No matter how grim it gets, Estelle never loses hope. That light is always there to guide me, to guide us. This is why Estelle could ever be our leader. This is why only Estelle could ever be our leader. Joshua, not helping. Estelle, your face is as red as a beet. Okay, I get it. Chloe, the guild accepts your mission. We'll find the Oriole on the flying city and save Libero. Thank you. Well, good. That's finally settled. Now I can get back to headquarters. Dad, you're not coming with us? I'm afraid I can't. they may have retreated for now, and I trust that Zex to keep his word. But we cannot ignore the larger Erebonian threat. It's not just the Hawking Gate. They could use the non-orbital power of vessels to invade by sea. Yeah, they would have to go through orders though to get to you, and that'll take a while. Because they would have to go. Yeah, they would have to go through Wereian. Yeah, they would have to go around. Yeah, so they would have to come from Ordis, make their way all around the border, and go through, come around because they won't be able to touch foot around the mountains, around the Crony Pass. So they would have to go around for Wereian. So that would take some time. And Ordis is a seaport city in Erebonia, guys. Sorry, I know some stuff that you guys don't. That was me talking. I apologize for that, but yeah. But anyways. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Society attempts another raid on Grancel. I can't leave the Royal Army with all of this group on. And besides, we really know that this is just Falcom saying, like, I'm too strong to be put in this game. Yeah, I get it. I'll do my best. With Joshua, with everyone. So, Dad, try not to kill yourself with your work, okay? It would be a struggle, but don't worry. And Joshua, let me give this to you. Cassius handed a letter to Joshua. A letter? Call it a father's heart. It's between men, so it might be a little shocking for Estelle. Just a reminder that I'm right here and I still have my staff. Alright, I'll read it when I have time, Dad. Please do. For the love of... I seriously do not get guy stuff like this. Don't be so harsh, Estelle. I'm taking some time off once this is over. I intend to spend a lot of time at home once I can. Estelle, make sure that we can share some omelet rice then, alright? Huh? Yeah, you bet. Well, that was nice. Are you sure, Cassius? If you're that worried, you could have gone with them, you know. No, it's fine. Weisman is even more dangerous than I thought he would be. If I had accompanied them, I would simply be painting a target on their heads. Yes. If you were out there in the open, he'd strike at your ankle like a snake he is. The price of fame, And it is maddeningly frustrating. Let me tell you. Of course, this is also what gives us a chance to strike. A game of truth that lies as the two of you try to read the other, hey? And speaking of lies, do you think that the Blood and Iron Chancellor will really hold back? As powerful as he is, he can't gainsay an oath from Prince Olivert easily. As long as we don't give him any more of an opening, I think it will be safe. I hope so. Everything rests on the team aboard the Arcel then. Yes. Lena, in great benevolent Adios of the sky, shine down where your children must walk, please. That beneath this enormous sky, they might find a path that they seek. Alright guys, I think that was a fantastic ending. Yeah, it was great. It was great. You guys got to see some names that you'll see in the future as well. And then you have Prince. You have the Prince Olivert, or we all know him as Olivier. And remember when I told you that I don't like Olivier, but I do like the idea of Olivier. And it's just like, and a lot of people will argue and say that Olivier is a true personality of Olivert. However, I would disagree. I like Olivert. I don't know. I just like Olivert so much more than Olivier. Olivert is more, in my mind, Olivert is more capable than Olivier is, because Olivier just comes off as that comedic fool, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. Olivier just never struck me it just never struck me as it's so weird. It's so weird for me to say, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there's just a reason why I prefer Olivert over Olivier, and maybe it's because I played played certain games before I even saw this, before I even knew about this game. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. This was a long record. We're at 1 minute and 54 minutes, about to be 55 minutes. I got a lot of editing that I gotta do, mainly with the fights. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, guys, put the kingdom of heaven first. All right, put God first. God is always gonna have your back. God is always gonna have your back if you're willing to serve him. So with that being said, y'all, I'm out. Peace.